Alright, this is week 11, and I'm going to be going over some of the common mistakes that students made in the math exercises for week 11. So let me start just at the very beginning, some simple problems. So we have 14 plus d is equal to minus 13. So this is an addition problem right here. It's 14 plus d is equal to minus 13. So because it's an addition, I'm going to get this d all by itself by subtracting 14 from both sides. So that leaves me d is equal to minus 13 minus 14. Remember, I'm just adding those, so it's a negative 27. Okay, we're simply adding them. All right, let's try another one. We have 9t is equal to minus 27. Now this one means 9 times t is equal to minus 27. So the opposite of that would be division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 9. So the easiest way to do that is 9 divided by 9 and 27 divided by 9. So that leaves me t all by itself here, cross out the 9's, is equal to a minus, 9 will go into 27 3 times. Okay, and it's minus because there's one negative sign there, negative 3. Does that make sense? So I'm doing whatever the opposite is. If it was a adding problem, I'm going to subtract. If it was a multiplication problem, I'm going to divide. And the easiest way is with fractions. Remember, fractions is another way of writing division. Okay, let's go on here. Let's get another page. Okay, so now that we've done those, let's write some rules here. So if both sides are negative, the answer is going to be positive. If one side is negative, the answer is going to be negative. So let's see how that works. That is when it's multiplication or division. Okay, so let's do a minus 6y. We're not talking about addition or subtraction here. Is equal to minus 24. So the answer, both sides are negative, so the answer has got to be, right up here, both sides are negative, the answer has to be positive. 2 negatives turn into a positive. So I know I can't have a negative answer. So let's do it. I'm going to divide both sides by a minus 6 by a minus 6. That leaves me y is equal to a positive. 6 will go into 24 4 times. Okay? Let's try it if one side is negative. Let's just do the same problem. 6y is equal to minus 24. So if you divide 6 on both sides, you're left with y is equal to, see there's just one negative side, so a negative 4. Okay, so whenever you have multiplication and division, these are the rules. Both sides negative, you're going to have a positive. One side is negative, you're going to have a negative answer. So keep that in mind. Oops. Let's get a new page. Okay. Alright, so let's do some of these problems. Fractions are the thing that messed up most people. So let's do a fraction problem. Negative 5, 6, e is equal to, 6 sevenths. Okay, so in order to get that e all by itself, I'm going to have to divide both sides by the reciprocal of this number. Reciprocal is when you turn this number upside down, so it would be a negative 6 fifths. That's the reciprocal, and I'm going to divide both, or multiply both sides by that, so negative 6 fifths. Okay, so I have a negative and a negative, so this all crosses out and leaves me e. Over here I just have one negative, so my answer is going to be negative. And 6 times 6 is 36. And 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, so I just flip this number upside down, multiply by that reciprocal. That'll give me my answer. Okay, is that making sense? Let's try another one. 3/4 is equal to 1/4 x. Let me leave a little room here. Okay, so I want the x by itself, so I'm going to get rid of this number, 1/4. To do that, I'm going to multiply by its reciprocal. And why am I doing that, multiplying by a reciprocal? It's because in multiplication, if it's the same on the top and the bottom, it just multiplies out and becomes 1. So this becomes 1. 1x is the same as x. And then on this side, 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 on the bottom. Or I could have crossed those out and put 3 over 1, which is the same as 3 is equal to x. Right? 3 over 1 equals 3. Making sense? Don't forget to flip that number over. That was the problem that a lot of students had. They forgot to flip it upside down. Okay, let's try one with a couple negatives. So we have, let's see, how about minus 4/3 y is equal to minus 3/4. Okay, so y is what I want to get all by itself on one side. So I got to flip this number over, minus 3/4 minus 3/4. Don't forget to put the same sign in your reciprocal. This was negative, so your reciprocal has to have a negative also. So y is equal to minus times minus is a positive. So 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, can I reduce that? 16 is 4 times 4. 9 is 3 times 3. So no, they don't have anything in common. So that's my answer. All right. I hope this is making more sense. Let's do something a little different. There were some other ones that people had trouble with. Let's do that one instead. Okay. Now let's go back. Okay. Let's just do fractions. We've done some multiplication of fractions. How about some addition? So 5, 6 plus 1/8. It's been a few weeks since we did this. So can we add these? Nope. We have to have the same denominator, and we don't. So we need to find the common denominator. This is 2 times 3. This is 2 times 2 times 2. So if I did 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, it should work. So 8 times 3 is 24. Let's do that on the bottom. 24. So 6 will go into 24. 4 times 5 is 20. 8 will go into 24 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. Now I can add them. 20 plus 3 is 23. And the bottom stays the same. 24. So it's 23 over 24, and it's positive. Okay, let's do a subtraction. How about 1/4 minus 6/7. Okay, need to get that number on the bottom and the same. These don't have anything in common, so I'll multiply them together. 28 on the bottom. 4 will go into 8 7 times. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 will go into 28 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. Lost my pen again. Okay, 4 times 7 will go into 28. 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, so now I can add the top. 7 minus 24, I can't do that in my head, but I can do 24 minus 7 and make the answer a negative. So it's 17 over 28. Makes sense? This is the biggest number, so subtract 7 from it. It'd be 17. Am I getting everybody? You staying with me? All right. Let's see. Oh, let's do some regular division problems without variables, but with fractions. How about 15 over 11? Let's divide that by 11. How do I do that? First number stays the same. 11 is the one I'm going to have to flip upside down. So you can always put whatever the whole number is over 1. It's still the same number, 11. So it's going to be 15 over 11 times 1 over 11. Now I just multiply. So 15 times 1 is 15. 11 times 11 is 121. So there's my answer. By the way, did you know you can multiply 11 times anything by putting down the first number and adding the middle number? 11 times, I don't know, 13 is 1, 3, and then you add the 2 in the middle. I mean, you add the numbers and to be in the middle. Does that make sense? 11 times 17 is 187. Anyway, side note there. Okay, okay, let's do 3 halves divided by 4/5. So how do I do that? I'm going to flip the second number upside down. Always has to be the second number. Times, flip it upside down, is equal to 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay? Everybody getting that? I hope so. Let's see, was there anything else I needed to tell you? Okay. Oh, simplifying. Simplifying to its lowest terms. Some of you got this problem. It gives different problems to you, so it's not always true. It will give you a list of numbers, and you have to say if it's to the lowest terms. Something like this. Can't simplify that anymore because they're both odd numbers. 17 and 19, they're both odd. They're not even. If they are like 22 and 24, those are both even. You can divide them by 2, so that is not simplified. Here's one, 3 over 13. Those are both prime numbers. They can't be divided by anything, so that, oh, I don't need to cross that out. That is simplified to its lowest terms. Anything that is one number away, 19 and then 20, that is simplified to its lowest terms. If you look at a number and they're both even, just like this one, you know that it's not simplified. So if you have 20, if you have 24 and, I don't know, 348, you look at those and they're both even, you know you can divide it by 2 at least, so that is not simplified. Oh, here was a fun one. There was 117 over 171, which is kind of tricky. They're both odd, so you would think maybe they are simplified. But there's a trick with numbers where if the numbers add up to 9, you can divide them by 9. So 7, 8, 9. So that you can divide by 9, and 7, 8, 9. So you can divide both of these by 9. So I don't know what the answer is, but it is not simplified. Okay. So there's some little tricks. If also another one, that's odd. That's divided by 9. If they both end in 5 or 0, that's not simplified. So if you have 25 over, I don't know, 1030. You know that's not simplified because it's divisible by 5. Alright? Okay, that's all I'm going to do today. Let me know if there's any other problems that are that you want me to work on. Bye.